Hey everyone, how you doing? It's TarantulaDan here, and I'm doing another video on my new series. I've done a few videos for this already, and thought because of how many I seem to be doing, and with how many stories the media are telling, I thought I could make quite a few videos of this and put into a series, so it'd be easier to find. The series is going to be called Spiders of the Media. And below, guys, there will be a link in the description, so if you click on that, it'll take you to a page for the playlist, so you can basically see all the videos that I've done to do with spiders in the media. So yeah, I've covered things like Steatotoma and Latrodectus. Today is back to Steatotoma. In fact, today's date, just to tell you, is Wednesday, October the 23rd, 2013. Oddly enough today, guys, the actual story wasn't advertised at all on the front page. It was actually on page 4, behind the booby page. If I hold it up, I don't know if you'll be able to see. You probably won't. There's a football rubbish. So yeah, I'm going to read this story. And again, give my views on it, what I think about it. Yeah, I mean, the actual bite itself, which I will show you on the camera, the bite itself looks, I suppose, like an actual bite. However, I don't think the symptoms that this lady is experiencing are anything to do with the bite. So, Mum's false widow attack terror. So yeah, this false widow, Steatotoma, attacked this lady. Spider bite turned me into an alien. And there is a picture of Jade, who shows the ankle bite that left her with severe facial swelling. I'll just come around the back of the camera, guys. Although unfortunately, there's a bit of problem with the lighting. Yeah. You can see the bite on the left, and her face that looks swollen. Although I don't believe that's anything to do with the Steatotoma bite. So yeah, only a fairly short column today, just down here. But I'm going to read it anyway, and tell you what I think, I suppose. So of course, Daily Star, another story by them. So a young mum was left looking like an alien by a false widow bite. Now, I don't have to tell you guys that a false widow bite will not make you swell up like a balloon. I did actually say that that would be one of the symptoms, which they haven't really used yet. I think I said that about 2 days ago, and now they're using it, but what will be will be. I did kind of predict they'd say that, and like I said, I am predicting that by the end of the week they will do some kind of a Black Widow story, or Latrodectus story. So Jade is the lady who sold her story to the Daily Star, and she suffered a horrific reaction to the creature's venom after it attacked her in bed. So I say it attacked her, it actually sought her out and was crawling around her room trying to find her to bite her and, you know, to drink her juices. That sounds really bad. So yeah, her face became so swollen that her 3-year-old son Alfie was scared when he saw her. She said, "My lips swelled up as if I'd had Botox, and my eyelid puffed up and closed. I looked like an alien, or someone who had been hit by a bus. The pain was excruciating." So yeah, I mean, it wouldn't make you swell up, and the pain wouldn't be that bad. Terrified of another bite, she now sleeps without pillowcases or duvet cover, and has emptied Alfie's room except for his bed. Jade, 29, was on the phone to a pal when she felt a bite on her ankle at her home in Hartford. As she lifted the sheet, she spotted the dreaded spider. So she was on the phone talking to a friend, she had a little nip, and there was a false widow spider, apparently. She said, "My friend was telling me to calm down. I was shaking and screaming, but when I saw the spider, it didn't run away. It stood its ground, waving the fist at her." I was trembling in terror. Eventually, I did manage to get a box to hit and kill it. Well, she's a horrible, cruel bitch as far as I'm concerned. There's no need to kill spiders. And it didn't deserve it. If it was on bed, she probably rolled onto it and it bit her in self-defense. And actually, if it was on the bed and it bit her, unless she's wearing no clothes, which I'd imagine she isn't, as I'll get to in a second. Yeah, unless she was like up pajamas or clothes and that. But yeah, she probably deserved to get bitten. So yeah, it didn't run away. Yeah, so she killed it, but the reactions to the bite got worse and worse, and that is called karma. If you kill it, yeah, you know, she probably hadn't even got bitten. She probably just killed it, and then God was like, you know what, I'm going to smite you, and made her swell up like an alien. I don't believe in God, but you know. Anyway, so yeah, it began when my ankle puffed up and started throbbing. By the morning, it had gone to my legs, face, hands and neck, which were itching and covered in big red throbbing blisters, or blotches. So I suppose this is very similar to the story yesterday about the guy who was hissing like a kettle, with a body temperature of 104 degrees and had all those big blisters all over his legs, which were nothing to do with the false widow bite. My son was frightened of me, and when my neighbours saw me they just gasped, "Oh my God." I had to go to the doctor. The pain was so bad, and he gave me a whole cocktail of drugs. Now this is the thing, guys. Now I've told you about the reactions and what medical staff would do if you were bit by an actual black widow. False widow bites, there is really nothing you can do. I mean, you can take a few painkillers to, you know, maybe ease the swelling and whatever, but they wouldn't give you a cocktail of drugs. That would be ODing, and I'm pretty sure that's a pretty bad thing. I mean, I'm no doctor or anything, but that's something that's always interested me, as many of you know. Yeah, they wouldn't give you a cocktail of drugs and say, just go and take all this, you know. So, I'm calling bullshit on that, guys. 10 days later, I'm still on painkillers. So after 10 days, firstly, 10 days of taking this cocktail of painkillers, so that probably should have killed out, probably, you know. The thing is, and now if you remember my video from yesterday, which was, not yesterday, sorry, about the Black Widow Latrodectus, I said how if you got bit, they would give you painkillers for a Black Widow bite, and you would be in pain, you know, for about 4 to 5 days. A Black Widow is so much more severe, though not dangerous, really, compared to the False Widow. So if they would say give you some antibiotics and 4 to 5 days rest for a Black Widow, why would they give you 10 days for a False Widow? That makes no sense. So 10 days later, she's still on painkillers, steroids, anti-inflammatories and antibiotics. Yeah, painkillers, I can understand you taking them. There is no need for steroids at all. Steroids are completely ridiculous. So yeah, anti-inflammatories, yeah, I suppose maybe, you know, with swelling, but absolutely not needed. And yeah, so she then goes on to say, I'm still not back to normal. My ankle and one side of my face still hurt, and there's scabs on my ankle. I'm worried that it might leave permanent marks on me, and that will stop me going back to working as a model and pole dancer. A model and pole dancer, now, to be honest, I don't think that will affect your work. If you're a pole dancer, they're not bothered about what your face or your ankle looks like. You know, they're there to see your tits at the end of the day. And I wouldn't class any pole dancer as a model. You know, you're a stripper at the end of the day. That's it. That's not really modelling. You're just showing horny guys a pair of tits. You know, it doesn't matter what you look like, love. You know, they will still throw their cash at you regardless of what you look, you know, whatever you look like. If you don't believe me, try looking at like really cheap hookers and you see that people will still actually use those kind of women. So yeah, there you go. So like many, Jade has seen a surge in the number of false widows around her home. So that's indicating that she saw them a while ago, and all of a sudden she's seen a huge rise in them. No, she hasn't. She probably came across one and maybe had a little nip and never exaggerated the story. She probably hasn't seen any more than one. She's probably in the garden killing, you know, all weavers and stuff like that she thinks of them, and house spiders that she thinks are false widows. So yeah, but she's seen a lot of them around her home this year. She said, "Now I always go to bed wearing 2 t-shirts, leggings and socks, and I'm sleeping on a bare mattress with no more sheets on it. I just cover myself with a quilt, but I don't use a cover on it or my pillows because I don't want anything a spider can get into." Now here's the thing, going back to this attack, guys. So she's wearing all this clothing, fair enough. She's not wearing a burqa to cover her face. So if she's lying in the bed without any bed sheets, but she's wearing all this clothing, and this spider's attacking her, it's going to crawl up the sheets onto her face and bite her again anyway. You know, it's not going to go, "Oh, I can't bite you on the face because of your Botox." If this spider is as you say it is, and he wants to seek you out and bite you, it will regardless. So yeah, she's taking all that precaution for no reason, or she might as well just put some bed sheets on, sleep in a nice bed, and not worry about spiders. Yeah. Everything is white now. The mattress, quilt, and pillows, so I could spot a spider. Now, she said that everything is white now. Mattress, quilt, and pillows. Now, this is just me. I don't know, maybe it's just the way that I've been brought up. I've never seen a pillow, mattress or a quilt that is not white. My pillow is here, I'll show you guys, and it's white. I've never seen a black pillow. I mean, scatter cushions and things, fair enough, but they don't count. Actual bedding, I've never seen anything that's not white, so I don't know how she's going out for white to buy things that are only white. It's like, that's like the basic in bedding. So she can spot a spider, and she shakes everything out. I also constantly shake out Alfie's bedding, and I've emptied his room of everything, including his teddies, so the spiders don't have any place to hide. Yeah, to be honest, they could be hiding in the next room, come under the doorway, you know, or hide up by the light fitting. A spider, they are tiny little, you know, arachnids, and they can get into your house. Not that there's anything to be worried about, guys. I'm going to just quickly check how much time I've got left. Okay, I've got 2 minutes left. Yeah, I mean, this story is ridiculous on so many accounts, from the symptoms and the reaction that she's had. You wouldn't get that. All I could imagine is, like, there is a picture of a bite, but I mean, that could be a scab. I mean, yeah, it could be a bite. I'm not saying it's not a bite, but it could also be a scab. With her career choice, maybe people aren't, you know, maybe she's not working at the moment and just wants a bit of money. But yeah, I don't believe in this story at all. I mean, actually, looking at that picture there, it looks like she's just got a sad face and she's just popping a tongue as she lays. That's what I think it looks like. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it looks like she's just got a tongue sticking into her right cheek. So yeah, I mean, it's another ridiculous story. Daily Star were, you know, still using the poisonous thing. Yesterday they were switched between poisonous and venomous. Today they're back to poisonous. They're not switching out. But yeah, it is funny how many people are writing in, and like I said, there will be a Black Widow one soon. I can't wait for that one. I really cannot wait to see what people say about the Latrodectus killer Black Widow spiders from the States, which I've got loads of friends from America, and they never hear about them because nothing happens. So yeah, guys, anyway, that's this quick story done. Like I said, let me know what you think in the comments below, guys, and I will put a link in the description to my the playlist, which this will be added to. And you can check out the other videos that I've done to do with the Sophar, Stesotoma, and Latrodectus. And yeah, any feedback would be greatly appreciated. Don't kill spiders, guys; they won't hurt you. Don't throw them outside if you can. You know, it's cold out there, and they just want somewhere warm to roost for the winter. But yeah, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and as always, guys, take care, and I will speak to you soon.